afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us at the 144 a day hearing. Surprise! I'm definitely not Congresswoman Annie Kuster or Congressman Tom MacArthur, but they just got called in for votes and have a fairly long series of votes. And we do not want to shortchange our families. This is about making sure our family voices are heard. So we are going to get this started and pause when our members and our champions are able to join us, if they are in this vote series. And joining me to preside over our hearing is Congressman Alan Mollahan from West Virginia and General Barry McCaffrey. Congressman Mollahan is our board chair of the Addiction Policy Forum and was the cardinal over the Commerce, Justice, and Science Subcommittee here in Congress before he retired. Great expertise and commitment to this issue. General Barry McCaffrey is former director of the Office of National Drug Control Policy, our drug czar, where he was the author of the first national drug control strategy and a real opinion leader and just a great advocate for us on these issues. So I'll let them say a few remarks and hellos, and then I would like to introduce our first panel.
Well, let me first of all, Jessica, thank you for your leadership. I've known Jessica since she was working for me 20-some-odd years ago on drug policy, and I think she was 19. The Congress had passed a bill to establish an advisory panel on national drug policy. So here were the 20 worldwide experts on the issue, and I go and I find that some 22-year-old Princeton grad who they've elected vice chairman. I think this issue is so painful, so important, so central to America that it deserves a rational national strategy over the longer term. I just congratulate the four of you who are here to testify. Your voices get heard. All of you in the room, if you can affect one life in the future, you will have justified your existence. Thanks very much again, Jessica.
Thank you, Jessica, and congratulations for putting on this tremendous event today and tomorrow. Well, welcome to everybody to the United States Capitol, to this hearing room. I'm sure you're a bit disappointed there aren't members here who are actually listening to you, but in fact they are listening to you. Cara legislation last year is evidence of that, and it's a testament to all the people who worked extremely hard in getting it passed. Jessica's done a tremendous job with the Addiction Policy Forum and made a major contribution in that. Our four witnesses today will be speaking on behalf, I'm sure, and representative of the experiences that everybody in the room has had. Being here, testifying before Congress is extremely important and very worthwhile, your appearance here today. It's the way our government works, and they are listening. And today and tomorrow you'll have an opportunity to drill down with some members and make your views and expressions of appreciation and anticipation known to each member of Congress that you visit with. Again, thank you all for coming. We look forward to hearing the witnesses who are before us here. Thank you.
Just a quick introduction. The title of this hearing, this is our second hearing with the House Heroin Task Force and the Addiction Treatment and Recovery Caucus. Those chairs are Congresswoman Annie Kuster, Congressman MacArthur, as well as Congressman Jim Sensenbrenner and Congressman Tim Ryan. I think last year we came together in May, so it's not quite a year, to make sure our family voices were heard. And as many of you have experienced, a lot of times you end up being the one family voice in a conference or on a news program or sort of called into, whether it's your legislature or here in Congress. This is how I started in this field too. I started sharing my family story when I was 15 years old and talked about the struggle that my parents had with heroin and opioid addiction and being raised by my grandparents and foster care and how difficult that was, and really sort of using sort of the loss of family and that personal experience to want to change my own neighborhood. So that was where I came from, and I felt like that token. I want you to look around this room, just take one moment to look, and we are not tokens anymore, right? This is about making sure that we come together, families that have lost, families that are in the middle of a struggle, and families that have overcome and have a family member in recovery. We are all one family, and when we bind together is when we have, I think, the strength and the power to do mighty things, like the passage of the Comprehensive Addiction and Recovery Act, CARA, and funding of new resources for a comprehensive response. So I want to thank all of you because you made this happen, not us, not really Congress. It was you bringing ideas and passion and taking your most difficult moments and doing amazing things with them. And it's my most favorite part of what I get to do every day and come to work is work with all of you and the change that you're making in your own neighborhoods. I would like to introduce our first witness, our first speaker today, Lorraine McNeil-Popper from New York. Lorraine is also a co-chair of our Families Committee, so she helps us to build the programming and make sure we have a family voice in everything that we do, day in and day out at the Addiction Policy Forum, and I'm so glad you could be here today. Thank you.
Thank you, Jessica, and thank you for all that you do. My name is Lorraine McNeil-Popper, and I'm from Jamaica Estates, Queens, New York. I want to thank you for the opportunity to share my story and my family's story about how addiction has impacted us and what it means to lose a loved one to a drug overdose. I had a twin brother, Larry. This is his picture. He was amazing, smart, funny, and talented drummer. Because we were twins, intuitively, I knew he had a drug problem. It started when he was a teen, smoking weed, and over the years, into his early adult life, it progressed to him using more dangerous drugs. In the beginning, I hid the secret from my parents, but I think they knew. But over time, it became very obvious that Larry had a serious drug problem. His drug use, his actions, his behavior would soon paralyze and control our family. It would somehow redefine us and cause us to behave in new and different ways. The more serious his drug use became, the more we would shut down and distance ourselves from close friends and family because of fear, being judged, shame, and being labeled as that bad family. So it became our family secret. We didn't tell anyone. We didn't know what to do or where to get help. Larry did marry and have a son. However, he and his wife continued to use. One night, I got the call. The call we're always afraid of getting. It was from his wife, and she said, Larry took something. They don't know what it is. The doctor said he won't make it. He died a few days later. His funeral was packed with family and friends and neighbors. It was so crowded that there wasn't even enough room for everyone to get into the church. But what was surprising was some of the unkind things that were said to me. Like, how could Larry do this to your beautiful mother? Why are we just finding out that Larry was drugged? The family secret was out, the judgment came, and it would continue for years. Addiction is just like any disease. It has long-term effects, especially on the surviving members of the family. I ended up raising his 1-year-old son so he wouldn't be put into foster care. And today, his son, my nephew, suffers from abandonment issues. He so much wants to know and understand why his dad shows drugs over him. I've watched his son interact with peers and friends, and he grows silent when they speak about their dads. My nephew never uttered the words, thank you, Dad. He never shot hoops with his dad. He never taught the talk that fathers and sons have. And it's heartbreaking. What was more devastating to me was watching my mother bury her son, bury her child. No parent should ever have to bury their child under any circumstances. I never want any family to go through what my family went through, so I've become an advocate to help families and use my voice and my skills whenever and wherever I can. I've created national advertising campaigns for the White House Office of National Drug Control Policies Above the Influence Teen Anti-Drug Campaign. I volunteered for the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids hotline, where parents in crisis and parents who want help call the hotline, and volunteer coaches and parents give them the help that they need. And I've created a blog entitled What Will the Neighbors Say? And I'm also a co-chair of Addiction Forum Policies Family Committee. Today, I know there are so many successful programs available. I only wish they were available when my family needed them, because I believe my twin brother would be in recovery instead of a grave. Thank you.
Thank you, Lorraine, for that very poignant story. Our next witness is Sharon Blair from Indiana. She's an amazing advocate and worked in her state tirelessly on this issue. Sharon?
Thank you.
Welcome to the hearing.
My name is Sharon Blair. I am a public health advocate. My education background is in early childhood development and teaching. In memory of my daughter Jennifer, I was inspired to dedicate my life to a personal mission to focus my time, energy, and efforts on drug prevention, education, and legislation in Indiana and Florida, and on federal legislation. I am frequently invited to speak and do presentations at candle vigils for those who have lost their lives to overdose. I share in schools and churches, treatment centers, organizations, and at convocations. I speak on the topic of substance addiction, and I work with lawmakers in Indiana and Florida, sharing my testimony in House and Senate chambers, addressing legislation to save lives and aid treatment services. In 2016, I worked with Indiana Governor Mike Pence and his task force members on addressing the substance addiction crisis in Indiana. I am the founder of the Jennifer Act. This is Indiana House Bill 1448, legislation passed July 1st, 2015, and signed by then Governor Mike Pence. This bill provides treatment to those who are substance addicted. I also advocated for Florida Senate Bill 12, which is a mental health and substance abuse bill, which passed in 2016. Recently, February 14th, 2017, I testified to the Indiana Senate committee members in support of Indiana Senator Jeff Ratt's legislation, Senate Bill 499, to address the overdose crisis, naloxone, and add a new chapter, 12-23-21, which is a pilot program to address involuntary commitment. I also support Indiana Senator Jim Merritt and Representative